As humans, we have two lives. The first one starts when we're born, and the second one starts is when we realize that no one is coming to save us. And I feel like only a few people actually get to the second life. They feel like, okay, nothing's working, nothing's going my way. I have to do this on my own. And once you make that mindset flip, is when you'll actually start to see the things that you want. When I was depressed and I wasn't making any money with what I was doing and trading wasn't working, there was a part of me saying to myself, this isn't for me. This must be something out of luck. No, it wasn't. I had to flip my mindset to thinking, okay, this is for me and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this work. And what happened a few months later? It started to click and everything started to work. What I'm saying is everyone is self-made. Every millionaire that you see, every that person's reality, they created that. They're self-made. Any person that you see that they're not in the position that they want to be in, they self-made. Every person situation that you see, they made that situation for themselves. And the people who you see on the lower end of the spectrum, they're in that still in that first life. They were just born. They have no purpose and they don't know what they're going to do. So they're expecting for someone to save them. And then those 1% of individuals, they realize that no one is coming to save them and that they are the determining factor of their reality. And once you get to that point is when you'll start to see the success that you want. Everything, I talk about this all the time. Everything that you see in the physical realm had to start in the mental realm. It's all mindset. As soon as you clean out the negative thoughts and the negative painted image that you have of yourself and flip it to thinking of yourself as a hyper successful person, thinking of yourself highly, is when you'll start to materialize those things in the physical realm. Every morning when I wake up, I listen to a self audio of myself telling me that I'm a hyper successful person and that I'm a high valued individual. And what that does is that triggers something in my subconscious mind where I don't have to think about the actions throughout the day. They kind of just come natural. And that's the place where you want to be. That's the frequency where you want to be. Because once you reach this frequency, is when everything will start to flip. I talk about the law of attraction a lot. It's very true, it's very real. Once you start looking at yourself as the person you want to be, it just starts to follow. But if you start to think about all the things in your life, like say, if you're heartbroken, you're poor, you don't have enough money, you're depressed, you're sad, and you start hyper focusing on those things will start to kind of materialize within your physical realm, your life. And you'll start to realize like, why is this happening to me? Like I must have no luck. No. You did that to yourself. Everyone is self-made rather than thinking of yourself regardless of your situation, even if you don't have it, even if your bank account is at zero or in the negatives, you have to think to yourself, I'm a millionaire, I'm this such and such, I'm a hyper successful individual. Once you make that mindset flip is when everything will start to materialize. You'll start to be on the same frequency as the person you're meant to be. Don't let that go over your head. Once you make that mindset flip, you'll start to be on the frequency of that person that you want to be. The only reason why you're not in the position that you want to be in is because you haven't reached that frequency of the person that you want to be. But once you get there is when everything will start to flip. When I first started trading, these things that you see behind my wall, I wanted this so badly. And there were habits in my life that were stopping me from getting to this point. And once I eliminated those distractions and zoned in on just becoming better each and every day, as time went on, I got closer to the frequency of the person I knew I wanted to be. And every time I get closer, I start to see things that I wanted materialize into the physical realm. I used to dream about these certificates being on the wall. I used to dream about the money of being able to make the money that I make in a day, being able to go green and profit every single day in trading. I had to think about that before it even happened. You have to think of yourself as that person before it happens because remember, once you think about what you want to be, you start to become closer to the frequency that it's on. Everything is frequency. The reason why you're not getting what you want is because you're not aligned with that frequency. So once you get to that point where no one is coming to save you and you start moving with intent, you start moving with your purpose and not just doing things out of spite because everyone else is doing it, you start to get closer to the individual that you want to be. You start to get closer to that 1%. And it's going to be lonely. You're going to get to a gray area where you start outgrowing those 99% of people. And then you're in that gray area where you can't meet or talk to those 1% of people. But that is the point where you really find yourself. That is really when you are realizing, okay, I'm getting so close to where I want to be. There is no point to stop. That's where you find the most motivation. A lot of people think that it's discipline or you need some type of magic pill. No, you should be constantly motivated once you realize that no one is coming to save you. Because once you realize that, that's the sole motivator that you need. No one is coming to save you. Why would you not want to make money for your family? Why would you not want to be able to provide for your family or create some sort of generational wealth after you leave? That doesn't make sense to me if you don't want to do that. And once you realize that no one is coming to save you, is when you save yourself. It's that simple. Once you realize that no one is coming to save you, is when you save yourself. And it's not going to be easy. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have times where you want to go back to that old life, but you know that your future self, that person that you want to be, it outweighs your old life. So that should just motivate you right there to keep going and to keep doing what you need to do. Because once you do those things and flip your mindset and change your mental realm, is when you'll start to get the desired things within your physical realm.